There's a lot to unpack with this game. Also, hello everyone. So yeah, this is Fate Extella, the Umbral Star. It's a Muso-esque game set in the Fate universe. So to start with here, we just have a generic tutorial. It doesn't actually matter what we do in this. Like, it's just a fixed scripted segment. What else to mention in this part? Oh yeah, I will try to go into just random details about the Fate verse, or at least the Fate extra verse during this. So yeah. This game is actually the third game set in the Fate Extra timeline. So, yeah, because it was Fate Extra, and then Fate Extra Triple C, and then they came out with this one. And yeah, this is a Muso game. Very different from the other ones, because they were turn-based, rock, paper, scissors-esque RPGs for combat. But we'll watch this because this is as good enough an opening as anything else. Also, maybe a bit of a seizure warning because it gets a bit intense with colours. Alright, I hope you enjoyed your anime opening. So yeah, the character I was playing as there was Nero, or Nero Claudius. So she is still Saber, but the Saber of the Fate Extra timeline. Although Arturia or yeah, Arturia or just the blue saber from Fate Stay Night. Sorry, lost track of thoughts there. But yeah, so yeah, there's lots of sabers and lots of different things. Yeah, that's actually a good point. There are a lot of sabers. So yeah, general base combat is you kill generic trash enemies, which builds up that gauge on the right there, which then summons bigger dudes, which you then kill all of to take over a zone in very more recent Dynasty Warrior-esque thing. So the aggressors in this are basically just your generic generals. In terms of plot so far, oh yeah, quality is fine on my end. Is the encoder not liking its existence or something. Yeah, I'm used to normally having the bitrate on like 5K, so when I lowered it to 2 it was a bit scary, but yeah. I can maybe up it if I get the okay to do so, but yeah, I could up it to 3 if that would help. I'll do that after this level, so okay. Yeah, it's because I've uploaded it. I'm down. Oh, uploading it the 2K bitrate. But yeah, as you can see, well, there's a lot of stuff going on. Well, maybe you can't really see it, but there's a lot of stuff going on. But it's all pretty relatively chill. I will bump up the bitrate to the 3K after this one. And yeah. A picture of my words. Speedy. And explosions and pretty particle effects. So yeah. And yeah, oh yeah, so there's a lot of returning characters because, oh yeah, should we talk about the setting and things? This is set on like the moon, sort of. So yeah, it's got a lot of different heroes from a lot of the different, because yeah, Fate Extra as a base had a Holy Grail wall which summoned all the servants initially, and then this is basically what happened after, sort of. I don't know how to explain it because it's just really weird. What I'm doing there is just picking up different Noble Phantasm chips, just so I can use my Noble Phantasm in this boss fight against Liz. And yeah, Fate lore when it comes to like the extra verse is so weird. Basically, bad things are happening. And yeah, lots of timeline shenanigans. So basically the strat here is to just spam a generic combo on Elizabeth until she's about 50% HP, and then use the Noble Phantasm, which I'll show off. Yeah, basically putting it like that we're on the moon and everyone's in a computer program. Alright, so just give me a second, I'll try to just bump it up to the 3K that was mentioned so that you can actually see it a bit better, hopefully. Can I even do that while live? I can. Let's hope that makes things more clear. Alright, Yeah, sorry about that, Xiao can just continue on. Oh yeah, it wouldn't be a Fate game without gender bending. We'll just get some extra bond points on Saber, because why not? Now there's a lot of systems in here to upgrade your characters, but we're going to completely ignore that because the game's somewhat, like, quite easy. So, and well, I mean, we're also playing on easy, so it's super fast. This level unlocks us the Mooncraft's ability, which uses the Regalia. So, we get a magical girl transformation scene. I'll show off one of these for each character we go through. Oh yeah, this game's definitely easier on easy, can confirm. So yeah, what's actually happened so far in the last mission and a bit is that the main character has been split into 3. So they're in the, so there's a part of their soul and their mind and their body. And yes, this is a Medusa stage. And so they're trying to make the Regalia whole, which is the ring. God, it's so hard to explain this because it's just so poorly done. But yeah, there's a lot of silly shenanigans about that because the Regalia shows. I'll be back on there. How to even explain the Regalia? Okay, so at least it's slightly better. But yeah, normally I have the quality up a bit higher than this. But as long as you can make out slightly what's going on. I mean, yeah, that's probably the best way to put it. Oh yeah, I should also mention that each different zone has a different point value associated to it. The points are dictated by how many territory controls that they're worth, I guess, is a way to put it. And so the general strat of the run is to just pick the ones that we absolutely have to get, that are, yeah, the ones that are normally the biggest number or objective related, because that gives us the territory bonus the fastest. And I forgot to grab Noble Phantasm Tube. Yeah, Emerald summed it up pretty amazingly right there. And yeah, this was made before Astolfo was really popular, because he wasn't particularly well known before the Apocrypha anime, or Granddaughter, I can't remember which he came out in first. And yeah, he's in Extella too, or Extella Link. So what else is there to mention about this stage? It's basically the same as the first one, we just got another fantasy. Oh, I suppose I can talk about these plant things. They're really annoying. They have stupidly high amounts of, well, not stupidly, but an annoying amount of HP that you can't really kill nicely, and they also enjoy running away, which is why I generally just use the Muso-esque attack. I can't remember what it's actually called in this. Also, yeah, the dash is very strong because it just grabs and groups enemies together, and only a few like select elite enemies can actually stop it. So they just accept demise a lot of the time. And yeah, I'm just waiting here because this is where the final boss spawns, which is Medusa. And she just sort of stands around for a while, for some reason or another. So yeah, to start with, we just reduce her HP by half by Noble Phantasming straight away. And then we just use the Moon Crux to finish her off, hopefully. Depending on how much they decide to block, it can be fast or slow. So, luckily that was a decent one. So it was pretty comfy. I'm not sure why Nero's dress is fluttering like intensely, but it is. When she walks around, that is. So yeah, basically at the moment, Saber and Tamamo, oh yeah, best dialogue choice. Yeah, apparently. Bitrate power strong. So yeah, now we're fighting Tamamo's army in their home base to try to regain the blue ring, which is, I think, it's the mind. It's been a while. And we also, for the first time, use command seals in this level. Which is this button. That was a bit silly. So what using all the command seals does is it just increases Saber's stats by an intense ton. So as you can tell, we've now got a really long health bar and Muso meter, I guess. So the plan is to generally try to complete the mission before the command seal buff runs out, which is actually a quite long time that it lasts for. Please stop attacking. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, back to just grouping up generic enemies. Okay, and then there's these guys. They don't even get a special name, but they're annoying as all hell. You have to use about half of a music gauge depending on the stage that you're at to instantly kill them. Which stage are we through? Wait, where's the last guy? Oh, he's just not dead. Oh yeah, and you can chain dash in this like ridiculously efficiently when it comes to moving through zones. I mean, you've probably seen me doing it already, but yeah, all you have to do is just mash the dash button and it just chains super well. Some characters dash faster when they're in the air, and you just chain it in the air instead, because for some reason they seem to have like a slight input delay on the ground. And yes, Liz thinks she's a top idol, or at least while she's young and not in her like other form, but I can't remember how she gets to. Please don't come. Also, this level I'm also not going to be collecting Noble Phantasm chips, and that's because at the end of the level we go through a portal, and the third Noble Phantasm chip isn't on the map because of that, because you go into the special boss fight room, and the only way to get the third chip part is to counter their Noble Phantasm, but in the run we kill them too fast to worry about them even getting to that phase, so there's no point us wasting time to walk around and pick it up. Okay, so that should be all territories for this level. Getting stuck on objects is the worst. So now I'm just heading to where the portal will spawn. We don't take over this zone because it's a pain and the enemies have really bad spawn patterns. So we just go to take the top one because we don't need the 1 point. So now we activate Magical Girl mode and we just try to beat Tamamo to a pulp. Hopefully I can get an alright kill on her. The goal is to always kill them before the Moon Crux ends, but sometimes that just doesn't happen. Like, this corner is very awkward right now. We got there just in time though, so it's fine. Alright. So yeah, plot armor is very strong. Also, fun fact, when I did the timing for the full cutscene % run of this, there was like 12 hours of cutscenes, which was like half an hour of cutscenes like in between each stage. It was pretty intense. Also, what I'm doing at the start there, when I go through that menuing, is that I just turn off all the requests. Requests are things that are like sub-objectives that you can do on a mission, which awards you with like bond points for the character that you do the mission on. We don't worry about that in this because we're just getting through it. And this is where the big guys start just being ultra mega tanky. And they normally take extra hits. Yeah. Like that perfect example that guy was. And yeah, because this is like a weird mashup of all different everythings, we get pretty much, well, we get a lot of servants. We don't get more of the ones that seem like a surge in popularity, but they put that in the following games. So and yes, that is also correct. Normally when you die, you get the option to activate command seals to bring your servant back. But because we use it purely for greed reasons, we don't get that option. Well, I mean, Honkai Impact's pretty comfy, although I haven't played that in a very long time. I haven't really played Boat Girls in a long time either though, so... Where am I? Directions are hard. Now this is awkward zone because you need to use half of your meter against the plant, but then soon after for the later nodes it ends up having those big guys again. So you have to hope for the little sake bottle drops to help get meter back before they spawn. Oh, actually we got super lucky with this, which is a full meter recharge. So yeah, we'll just clear this up and then oh, that actually kill it. Yeah, and Joan will be the final boss of this map. Although I wonder... no, that won't be faster. So yeah, this is where Joan will spawn. We completely ignore the Iskander or like Fate Zero Rider mission objective, and we just get a territorial victory and ignore him. So yeah, same strat again. So yeah, it's pretty consistent with how we do fights. What else is there to mention? Oh, yeah, I guess I should explain why we're actually fighting these guys. So Altera, once we defeated Tamamo and went to get the blue ring back, Altera appeared through a void thing, bringing with a destruction, and so we're trying to get the third part back, which is the body, out of Altera's clutches. There's a lot more to that later, but that's just the general gist of what we're trying to accomplish currently. And yeah, for Fate Zero, read the light novel. I also agree with that. If you're meaning Apocrypha, I can't recommend that to anyone. I could recommend like the first two, but I couldn't recommend the second ones, like the last couple. So now we're just going to be invading where Altera... Oh, hang on. Just disable the side missions. Where Altera is held up. We just need to take over our home base. And then we will be done for the... well, almost. Oh yeah, like the game's basically just a straight carbon copy music game, but with fake characters. So yeah, once again, we just activate command seals just to get that intense power boost. And with this song in particular, it worked out nicely because we have to use two, like, burst attacks. I don't know what to actually call those. One on the plant and one on one of the enemies that spawn. For some reason it didn't. They just did my down smash. Oh yeah, Gilgamesh makes an appearance. Yeah, and then we use the second half of it on this thing. I don't even know how to explain these things, but they block a lot and they're really annoying. But although we do expend all the gauge, somewhere around here, there it is, there's a full gauge refill. And yes, time for mongrels. Unfortunately, we do just completely ignore him in this stage. We do see Joan for a little bit, but we just skip past her. Yeah, this map is actually probably one of the most annoying ones casually. So I get lost in this maze all the time. Yeah, so we just quickly take over the two biggest zones. And yeah, just completely ignore the level mechanics. And yes, the king of jobbers. It's been a while since I've heard that. But yeah, navigating like this particular zone I'm in currently is actually the worst, because you can't see, there's stuff everywhere, and the map just doesn't help where the walls are. Oh, getting stuck on everything. So yeah, so because we got the cheesy territorial win, once again we ignored the Noble Phantasm for this stage because there's a portal involved, which will take us to fight Altera, I'm pretty certain. I can't quite remember, yeah. But no, I didn't just start with this. I got mixed up. Alright, so yes, to reclaim the body, we have to fight Altera. But this is where we also start seeing some of the a lot of the revelations between certain characters, and then where things get really funky when it comes to timelines and different shenanigans. Although, okay, this was actually quite bad, but we will make do. If we can just chain Altera a little bit, it should be fine. We'll just get through this fight and then I'll think about what I'm trying to say. Please just die. Alright. So yes, we beat Altera, and then it reveals that she was like the embodiment of destruction, which was Seraphir? I can't quite remember the name. But she transforms into this thing. Yes, Sophia. And then we get epic boss fight, which is super awkward to actually fight. So we have to smack her hand, which then lowers her body, so we can smack her body. And once we reduce the body's HP, that's when she's defeated. And to break through this barrier that she has on her belly, you have to Mooncrux the first part. So we just get to beat on her core, I guess, is a way to put it. I don't know why they spawn so many trash mobs, because they don't do anything in the fight at all, they just exist. Also, we got lucky there with a blast. Instead of... yeah, and she's very large. Okay, so that triggers the 50%. Just need 2 granadas. And this is where we just hope for quick attacks. We just want a quick attack pack. She has a lot of things she can do, but we just wanted to slam her fist into the ground in some way or another. That's not particularly what I wanted to see. This just makes weird spike things come out of the ground where the mist is. Oh yeah, I'll shut that off. Yeah, okay. And it does a stupidly large amount of damage too. Alright, we got a hand. So, once again we just mash it with this. There's no point us using command seals for this because it doesn't actually boost our base attack for some reason or another, it just boosts our HP gauge and all that stuff. So we just Mooncrux again. And this should unlock us our last part of the Noble Phantasm gauge here. Yeah, there we go. And so we'll get it to about here. So now we've got to the final phase where, oh, we just get lucky? We just got lucky. Normally you have to Noble Phantasm here, but I think we're going to be able to, oh, never mind, yeah, we finish her off with another Phantasm. And yes, the Altera from Grand Order is quite a different character. And yes, this is basically an anime. So that's the first campaign done. And then it goes... So that lot of cutscenes there starts talking about the different timelines and how Archimedes is swapping between them. And lots of shenanigans that happen there. So yeah, that timeline ends up in a bad way. So Archimedes just shifted to another one to obtain the goal that he wanted. And so in this timeline, we are playing as like the mind, so we're Tamamo's side now. And Tamamo is by far the worst servant to have to play in the game. Sadly. Because her attacks are slow, they don't do much damage, they're really good for AoE, but her actual moveset is just very mediocre. I mean, she's not the worst servant like altogether, like, but in the game she's definitely like the worst to play. At least I think so. Because yeah, you notice that the even just the base movement is infinitely slower. Also, so yeah, that's Gawain. I think, yeah, he's in Grand Order. But I think he makes his first proper appearance in the base Fate Extra. I could be wrong there. And yeah, Tamamo is generally supposed to be a support character because they're caster. So let's just get everything spawned, and then we'll clear everything up. Yeah, good old Leo. Where? There we go. Yeah, I've actually tried to route just normal extra, but the last 2 weeks are just the worst. I don't like them. I can't make anything that are consistent, so I've just been settling for extella for now. Oh yeah, Tamamo is one of those that her dash is faster when it's in the air, because for some reason she has like slight input delay which puts her back into the running animation, which I don't understand why, but it's a thing. So just basic movement with Tamamo is even a chore. Her extra attacks and stuff are cool though, so there's that. And yeah, unfortunately that flame attack there is her most damaging attack early on, but generally when you use it against stronger than generic bosses, they can block it in between, so it ends up being a risky move to actually use at all. And yeah, good old Tamamo rolling. Going over here. Let's see. It's just the single-tailed one. So if you're meaning from like Grand Order equivalent, it's just like the default Tamamo. It's not like Berserker Cat or anything. If you're meaning like, yeah, I can't remember Tamamo's shenanigans because yeah, there's like a lot of her. So I can't remember which base tail she is, unfortunately. Yeah, caster one, yeah. So yeah, just heading over to Li Xuan, who is an assassin that is really cool, but overshadowed in basically everything he's in, which isn't actually a whole lot, to be honest. But he's a cool guy. Oh damn it, I forgot to use my music gauge before it expired. But yeah, Tamamo ends up being the most underleveled character that we use in the run by far, because of Mission 2 giving like no XP from how we do it, which is unfortunate. So that doesn't help her being not great. Well, what am I doing? Tomorrow Magical Girl scene. I kind of completely spaced that I had this. As you can tell, oh yeah, her Regalia mode, very strong and very easy to use. I was supposed to use that a bit earlier. Yeah, I kind of just completely forgot that it existed for some reason or another. So yeah, with this campaign it's basically reversed roles. So we're currently about to fight with Saber's army and, well, beat her. Well, we're gonna start invading her territory at least with the next mission. Whoops. So yeah, this mission barely has any combat in it at all. It's just going around taking territories, because this is, I think, one of the only stages that has neutral territories, which just have these weird invisible balls in them. Which I have to try to remember where they actually are. Because it has... Okay, I'll just go over to this corner first. Okay. So yeah, we just gotta hit the invisible ball things 3 times, but I don't know how I missed that before. And then we just head off to the next territory. So seeing full of time just reminds me that K-On! Season 3 will never happen. Even it's so hard to tell where they are. There it is. Also, for some reason, like, it's so clunky to actually try to hit them because it doesn't focus on them or anything. So it's just ultra awkward. And this is what we get to see Tamamo flying high with our rolls. It's around here somewhere. Oh, there it is. God, it's so hard to tell where they are. I know the general gist of which corner to look in, but even then it's still dumb. There it is. Kill some generic enemies. Oh, so yeah, this level, I don't even know why it exists, to be honest. Playing hide and seek in a Muso game is an interesting design choice, but it is one they made. I'm forgetting something. Oh wait, yeah. Let's pretend that I was still at that previous zone. I was supposed to pick up the Noble Phantasm chips, so I should just do that quickly. Because this one just has who they call Nameless in this, but it's just Archer, or I mean, I guess it's basically it's been out for long enough. It's a good old Shiro. But yeah, they call him Nameless for some reason. And he has a stupidly large amount of health, which is why I grabbed the Noble Phantasm chips, because it makes the fight infinitely quicker. Because we don't get to charge up the gauge for Regalia in this level either, so we can't just kill him like that. I will show off Tamamo's Noble Phantasm as well when it actually happens. Like I'll show the cutscene for it. But yeah, fighting this guy without the Noble Phantasm kills me. So yes, back to just slowly killing this guy. It's so bad. Wish there was a better way to do this, but there just really isn't. Because even if I were to command seal and then I just spam Muso attack, it still ends up being slower to trigger the Regalia that way. So instead we've just got to slowly whittle him down and it just feels painful. That was not what I meant to do at all. I mean, I think some of the Digimon World games went down that line somewhat, didn't they? Like, they weren't like strictly Muso-esque, but they were dungeon crawlery grindy things. So yeah, I like the Gundam ones as well. They were fun. Alright, now that awful slow fight is over, we now have a severely underleveled Tamamo for the rest of the stages. Alright, so now we're taking over Nero's home again. Well, yeah, again. Now we're actually taking over her territory. As you can see there, we're level 3 and the recommended's level 9. So this level everything dies so painfully slowly. Except for the generic scrubs. They just drop like whatever. Now the gimmick with this fight is that Gawain, because he has the power of the sun on his side for this one, he's basically unstoppable at the moment, which is leaving me away. So we can't actually fight him even though that's our objective currently. So instead we just mess about and build up the defenders for later, because we end up baiting him to a different zone in a bit. So we may as well make use of this time to just get the aggressors to take over the zone later. So now we just wait for him to jump over here, and then we continue on our merry way and start taking over the territories. Come on, Gawain, get going. There we go. Also, yeah, these flying things start existing now. They're super annoying because you sort of have to take them out just because they enjoy attacking with stupid range things. And yeah, the classic don't pursue Lubu, but we take Lubu to them. Okay, should be them. Who is it there? Okay, after this I'm going to activate the command seals, just so I can start sweeping areas a bit faster. I might try to get smacked in the face here. Okay. Where are the other aggressors at? I can't see them anywhere. But yeah, Tsumamo's flame attack is very good against these big guys because they don't get knocked back, so they just take the brunt of every attack, which is super nice. However, it's very likely that you end up getting knocked around because they don't even flinch to the attack. So they just do as they please. I don't know how that hit or what it hit, but it works. Also, this level looks really straightforward, but completing it fast, I went through like 4 or 5 different iterations of which order actually works out, and holy crap, that's why the flying things are annoying. Oh my god. Flying things, please. So yeah, this is probably one of the levels that I put the most thought into in terms of territory taking over. As silly as that sounds. So I think the last one of these is a big guy, so we'll just trigger him. And then we will just melee attack and hopefully pick everything up in it. We'll just try to keep them together and see what happens. So of course we'll go to the other side. I missed one. Got most of them over there. Alright, cool. Actually worked out. Yeah, I don't know why ranged enemies have to exist. Now we actually take this one as a bonus territory, just because we just need the +1 point, and this one just works out. Although it is tight on timing because it can actually fail the objective, because Lu Bu can be defeated by Gawain if you don't do it quick enough. So hopefully those flying things didn't ruin things too much by having them exist. That's inconvenient over there. Oh, I missed one. Just drag the enemy along to an attack. I think that's about it. Oh, it actually hit him still. Nice. Okay, so we're just cleaning up the last few territories, hopefully before Lu Bu dies. If not, it's fine, but it's just a lot more inconvenient. So yeah, if you do have any random questions about Fate Lore, feel free to ask and I will try my best to answer. I've got a general knowledge of most things, but it's been a while, so my memory might be a bit iffy on a lot of things. Also, I don't know much about Grand Order at all, in terms of what counts as canon and what doesn't, so I'm not too good in that regard either. Okay, cool. Let's get out of there. Alright, and so now we've finally come back to the territory that we got all the aggressors open on earlier. So now we just have to sweep them up, we have to worry about doing the generic enemy grind. Oh, it's great for zoning out. Like if you just want to kill things, it's perfectly fine. There is a lot of, like, the story is generally told through visual novel-esque cutscenes. So there's a lot of reading if you want to go for the story, but if you just want to kill things, that works fine as well. Extella Link is by far the better game overall though. So if you don't care for story, probably pick up that instead, because that continues on from this one. I mean, yeah, the allies may as well not exist, let's be real. I mean, that just goes for most music games in a nutshell. They just stand around and they lose health, and then when you're around they pretend to do things. Well, he successfully made that really awkward. Thanks, Umbral. Alright, cool. Now we just go to the final spot. Yeah, I don't know why they bother having allies in a lot of these music games, because they're not very ally-y. They just exist as a placeholder, as like a glorified health bar. I was thinking of the wrong map. Good job, me. So now we are facing off against Nero in the opposite stake to take the, I can't remember what Nero is called again. I think it's the soul. So here we just wait for Nero's Regalia to wear off, and then we activate our own. And we just spam the basic attack with Tamamo because it's by far her most powerful attack. And it can also proc a freeze on enemies, which sort of locks them to the ground and then enables you to just combo again. Oh, please stop blocking. But yeah, I think Tamamo's Regalia is her, like, only redeeming feature. In this game anyway. I'm not meaning as a character in general, so Tamamo fans don't get angry at me. Or do. I'm still not really that big a fan of her. But okay, so once again, but from the opposite side, we have Altera invading again, because this is where it's just up to in the timeline again. Whoop, only 4 requests. And in this, Liz has defected to the Altera's side. I can't even remember what the bloody is it the Umbral Star? That's the bad thing that she joined. God, memory failing so hard. No, I need to use this yet. Return to the battle. Okay, cool. We've unlocked Tamama's only damaging move, or her best damaging move now. The big problem with it is that it's really slow to build up, and it can be blocked, but the damage it does is just a huge amount. So yeah, now is when we use the command seals. What am I doing? No. But yeah, that attack just really chunks enemy HP. But if it gets blocked, it ends up just being a massive waste because the 3 basic attacks are just so that you have to do beforehand are just bad, and I can't press buttons at the right time either, which is glorious. And yeah, sometimes that happens where it just whiffs straight through them, but that can't be helped sometimes. Oh yeah, bodyguards in Dynasty Warrior 3 were something. It took me a while to not think of that as Dragon Warrior, because we just had a run of that beforehand. Okay. And now we just go take over one final zone, because the top right zone gives an absolute ridiculous chunk of territory control, because it has Joan in it. So we take on Joan again. And then we just have to... If I can do it fast enough, this is the last territory I have to take. But... Alright, now I'm just going to round up and get all the enemies spawned for the territory takeover. Hopefully Joan's on low enough health for this kills, but she's folded. Because the boss servants have so much health. I know it wasn't after, cool. Oh, this Okay, they didn't give me as much as I thought it was going to, so I might have goofed somewhere. I can't remember. Also, that's the thing that can happen, is when the initial Muso attack hits the wrong target. When that happens, that one takes a lot more damage, so in this case the plant's going to have an absolute load of health. Instead of being basically dead. Luckily, like the big guys, they don't react when being flamed, so it's not that big a deal. Although I'm going to hope some sake bottles somewhere. Jeez. Let's hope for the best for this. And also, hopefully this builds up the Regalia gauge enough that we can use that when it comes to it. Alright, that's looking good. So now we're just heading to where the portal's gonna spawn. I did kill everything that bottom right zone, right? Yeah, good. It just took so long I got worried. Yeah, your archers. Archers in this aren't too bad when you compare it to a lot of Muso games. Mainly because they barely exist. So here we fight the mongrel master himself. So yeah, just again spamming it, hoping for freeze procs on the third or fourth hit, and hoping he doesn't block. But that worked out pretty well. Okay. So funnily enough, the upcoming stage is exactly the same as it was in the Nero campaign where we fight Altera. We even do the same strats in terms of territory takeover for it. Because they really liked reusing maps and things in this, and then made the excuse, it's like, because time travel shenanigans. So, I mean, it's as good as excuse as any, I guess.
すでに制圧したセクターのいくつかへ敵勢力が押し寄せている。複数セクターへの同時攻撃。うまいか。敵ながら見事と言える。防戦ではおよそ勝ち目はないだろう。打って出る他にあるまい。
That's really just impressive. So that missed the plant, but I went out of my way slowly to make sure it was going to hit, and it clipped the guy on the other side instead. Just what I always wanted. That's Gilgamesh talking to us again, but for some reason it took a while to load, so it just didn't happen. Please fail. And yeah, they even have the same type of aggressors spawn into different zones as well. So it's just real silly. This way. Wait, no, I did it that way. Navigating through rubble. And then into... Oh yeah, Elizabeth is here instead of Joan this time. And yeah, feels bad. Really Longathon is approaching its end. It's been a good few weeks though. God, morning sun blaring into my eyes. Why does the sun have to exist some days? Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, there's still, like, another day and however long the bonus takes, so, you know, it's not like it's ending today, I guess. But we are coming up to the finale. Okay, so this is Tamamo and Altera's face-off. Well, we just did the same thing again. That I don't know. You'd have to ask Zonas whenever he's back around. I think he's got something to do at the moment. He's being comboed in the corner. Please no. Oh yeah, I was aware of that one, but I haven't, I'm not sure if there's been any updates since then, because I haven't really been paying a whole lot of attention to Discord. Okay, so yeah, that fight was very mediocre, but it was whatever. And now we get to see probably my least favorite stage, which is Tamamo fighting Saphir. So yes, we even get a repeat boss battle, but with a different character. The dream. Just what we always wanted. And it works exactly the same way, it's just that we've got a strictly worse character. Oh, it's not first thing in a row. Interesting location to do it, but there we go. Okay, cool, I actually managed to do that. Getting the hands down in a single cycle with Tamamo is actually really annoying. Because, as you saw, it's still at a decent health bar. So you have to hope that she hovers her hand around long enough that you can burn it while it's in the air. Otherwise it just doesn't happen. It's ultra dumb. Oh no, please don't end now. Well, that was just an unfortunate set of circumstances. At least we get to listen to the theme for longer. Yeah, it's super dumb how many times you have to do this fight. They must have been really proud of it when they made it. Wait, let me do it. And Tamamo can't break the 50% barrier without using her regalia here, so it feels like a waste, but it saves having to do a whole additional cycle. I will admit though, it has been a very long time since I've done the side stories. Because yeah, full story run is just the main campaigns. So yeah, back to hoping that we can take out the hand before it goes away again. Damn it, I don't think enough of those proc on her. No, I didn't. Oh, at least she's going straight into another fist attack. Cool. Yeah. Nasu is into a lot of things. So yeah, just DPS this thing down. We just have to knock it down one more time and then we Noble Phantasm it out of existence. Although I could do with some extra health. There we go. That was very convenient. Oh, please let me get the hits in. No! That worked out. No. Just smack the ground, let everything down. Alright, cool. We three there. And now we move on to the next character. And we never see Tamamo again. So we can go back to being Speedy. I mean, we see her again, but we don't play as her. Also, that timeline ends up going badly again. So, Altimedes changes timeline again, which is why we now get perspective of the body, which is with Altera. So now we get to play as a new Saber. So Altera, she's super fast and speedy and does lots of damage and is all around just a good character for gameplay purposes. In terms of story, there's a big Altera and a small Altera. The big one is what is used to try to turn into Sakir, which is the thing we've been fighting. When it gets corrupted. Sorry, just spacing, trying to remember the different moves that she has at the start, which isn't a whole lot, to be honest. I mean, actually, you're not wrong, yeah. Yeah, Tamamu's ending is actually a good ending. And Archimedes doesn't like that. Which is why he goes to the next one. So yeah, Small Terror is like her when she's like Altera when she's not in her incubation chamber, which is where the big one is. It's weird to explain why there's two of the same character, just one's big and one's small. But I'm just glad that I'm playing as a Saber again, because damage is nice. I gotta remember to pick up the Noble Phantasm here. Because Altera stages, we actually get to pick up Noble Phantasms pretty often, which is nice. So I'll show off the animation for that in this fight here, which is against Iskander. Where is he? There. Yeah, I'm just going to do a small needle attack here just because the last part of the gauge isn't full for a magical girl transformation. Although unlike Nero and Tamamu, she doesn't actually have like a full transformation, which is kind of sad, but she still has the mode. And yeah, she has lots of damage when she's in it, and she's fast, which is very nice. Swapping from Tamamo to Altera is definitely like a massive gameplay shift, but it's a welcome one. So this fight is just how she comes to recruit Joan and Gilgamesh under her banner. So it's a very quick stage. It doesn't even involve territories. It's just we fight Joan, and I guess it also introduces a mechanic that I just don't use prior to this, which is the code cast system. But I'll explain that when it comes up. So yeah, I think my favorite thing about Altera's sword is that it's floppy. It's a floppy sword. Alright, so yeah, we fight Joan, use the power of civilization to convince her to not be completely annoying, or against us. Successfully makes Gilgamesh completely dead. So with Gilgamesh, he has fixed HP triggers where certain things will happen, like it'll trigger cutscenes and then we have to respond to it accordingly. So yeah, this is where Altera will get poisoned. And then we have to use a code cast, which is the things up the top left. They all have different effects, and they all change depending on what your master has equipped for their mystic code, I think is the term. Basically what uniform they're wearing depends on the abilities that you get. In this case we have like an anti-poison, 2 anti-poisons and a small heal. But yeah, we don't use those in the run, like at all outside of that fixed one there. Yeah, they can be used for damage boosts and lots of different things. But to use a lot of them you need like the crafting materials, which is what's coming up at the end of the screen here. And then yeah, so equipping them and just doing all that stuff is just slow, so we don't bother because it's not really worth it. Now this next fight is another one that I collect Noble Phantasm stuff for, if I remember to do so. Where is the bloody thing? Eyesight. Eyesight's hard. And yeah, she's very big. I have to remember to pick up that Noble Phantasm circuit that's like just here. Actually, I'll do it now while I remember. I have forgotten this one quite often. So yes, we don't have to do any like finishing touches after her Muso attack, which is nice. Okay, good, hit the right one. Lucky. Was that a... No, it was my imagination. Grab that just for the recharge. And we hop down this way, and we just take over these 2 sectors that are down in the way here. And I think I used my Muso attack too early there, so I don't think it's going to capture the things that have spawned. I think it would kill the plant, but it won't kill the ones. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yes. Altera missions are very satisfying to do. Also, a dash attack is just great as well. The power of the rainbow. Okay, so we just take over this right side, and then we get the other things to spawn, and then we take over the left. Well, you can do it the opposite way, but then you gotta hope that they spawn nicely, which these did not particularly do so. Okay, good. They actually ran over, which was nice. And yes, I quite enjoy tearing lines through reality. It's awfully satisfying. I'm pretty sure this is the territory that Kana spawns. I could be very wrong, but I'm pretty sure that this is the one. Oh, didn't even forget. No, I did this slightly backwards. I was supposed to use my Noble Phantasm first, but I kind of forgot. So, because you can't activate your Noble Phantasm while you're in this state, so it's kind of unfortunate. I guess we'll just kill it without the Noble Phantasm then. So, yeah. Altering, yeah. I didn't even think about it that way. Okay. Another thing about the Altera stages is that she has like the most in a single campaign. Like her campaign is the longest because so much happens between all the different forms and the coming of the end, I guess, is a way to put it. And with Liz being an awful person. That's another thing that happens a lot in this route. Okay, so back to standard things. We're fighting Tamamo, which means that we get to fight like her strong things like Lubu, Morkana, and I think I can't even remember what else she has. Other things. Also, yeah, Lubu doesn't care for your attacks. He is very unresponsive most of the time to when you attack, and he'll just attack through it like that. So keeping him like staggered and in the air is the best way to do it, until he just does Lubu things and stops caring. That should be fine. I'll just trigger the rest of the dudes and then finish them off with the meter attack. I think that's enough charge to just do these things. Well, it only killed Lubu, so that's something, I guess. Yeah, the Twitch encoder really hates this game. OBS actually also really hates this game. Trying to capture it as a generic application, it's not a fan. Which second do I even go into? This one. So yeah, I mean mean, I hope I made it slightly better from what it was. Apparently when I started it was just atrocious. So I tried to make it slightly better. But because of how intensely fast the game goes, sometimes existence is just not fancy. As long as you can see some of them and not a few, you know, that's better than nothing, right? I mean, I can barely see the game as it is currently. I'm like ducking under where the sun's coming from. We'll do this way. It's just more comfy plant killing, and once we take over this territory, we should be up for the boss fight, which is Tamamo, which is where a lot of Tamamo fans might not be too happy, because this time Tamamo is not just pushed to the sideline, she's teensy bit finished off, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, pretty much. And yeah, this stage layout sucks because when they spawn, it's always in the corners, and the corners suck. Like, super bad to get to. I'm pretty sure it should appear like here-ish. This is the dream. Before I've got the wrong territory and it looks like a fool. Oh, close enough. I'll take it. Okay, so yeah, by this point, Altera's reached the level where she unlocks her most devastating attack, which is that flame spin. It does stupid damage. I'm not quite sure why it does so much, but I will abuse it. Except when she blocks, because nothing can be held when she blocks. And she makes the same excuse as when we beat her as Nero. So now that we've tyrannically destroyed Tamamo and everything that she held dear, it's time to do the same towards Nero. Oh, I forgot to disable requests. So we get to see what happens when I don't disable requests at the end of this one. Now this level is like the most awkward because it's massive and stuff just happens all over the place. So you sort of just take territories as they appear to be taken. It's really weird. And everything's really far out, so it's just annoying to get to a lot of the time. Wait, I've unlocked the spinny flame thing. What am I doing? But yeah, that basically immediately kills one of those things just outright. This isn't the right way, but it's a bit of a detour. Wait, we've seen that before. We get it, Gilgamesh. You said the same line like 3 times in a row. So yeah, basically a lot of the mechanics for this is just chasing Li Shuan around and just scaring him off. So we don't actually kill him in any of these, I'm pretty sure. We just get him to a certain HP threshold, then he just leaves. If I remember rightly. Yeah. Oh yeah, now we start getting the slightly beefed up generic dudes. So they come with big axes now, instead of just the generic swords, I guess. They're not that much stronger, so it's kind of weird that they bothered upgrading them. Now we just pop over here and clear up this bottom area. And I gotta remember to grab this as well. We don't take this, I'm pretty sure. No, we can't take this. What am I doing? We just grab the Noble Phantasm chip and leave. Yeah. I'm getting... can't really remember this level very well. I'm pretty sure I take this one and then I go to the top. I defend this one and then go to the top to be more accurate. But I would wish that the enemies would actually spawn in here a bit more often. There we go. So we'll just clear these out. And then, yeah, that's what happened. I got confused because I actually cleared the previous areas too quickly. And I just got lost as to what was supposed to happen. I knew this was supposed to happen, but I wasn't sure when. So we'll spawn everything in here because once again, Li Shuan just gets to a HP threshold and leaves. Hopefully we can pick up all of the stray dudes and we can just finish them off with this. Well, hopefully it at least hit some of the stray dudes. Oh yeah, we did. I don't know why it's so focused on that thing though. Come back here. Wait, it's still not dead really. Alright, there we go. This is where we will activate the command seals. Just because plants suck. And I was out of gauge, so I figured I might as well use it here. Back to ducking because the sun has reared its ugly head again. Disgusting sun. So once we clear out this area, I need to make a detour over to the right territory there to pick up the Noble Phantasm chip, but I won't actually take the territory. It'll just be pick up. And then we have to go deal with Li Shuin. So we'll just go flying with our Terra with the dashes. What is this thing? There it is. Trying to see is very difficult at the moment. Doing ultimate squinting. So yes, now we're just gonna head over back to Li Shuin, finish him off. And then that should hopefully be the takeover complete. That was not particularly what I wanted to do. Do what though? That generic guy, completely destroyed. Alright, cool. Now that should be enough, but I can't remember if it is or not. So just in case, I'll start on here. It doesn't look like it was for some reason. Unless it's just being super delayed for some reason. Oh, Shuin will appear again somewhere. Whatever. We'll just keep taking territories until we win. Oh yeah, that was a good example of the flame attack's power, where it just completely annihilates that thing. Oh, that's what I did wrong. I missed an enemy here. I'm just a bit silly. That was the problem. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that was my bad. I thought something weird was happening there, because it normally gives you like a lot and it gave me nothing. Good thing I went and checked on it. And now we fight Best Boy from Stay Night. Or Best Dog, I guess. Whichever one you can take your pick for. Alright, cool. And that is this level complete. This level's a long one and it's slow. I quite dislike it. But it is what it is. Oh yeah, this is what happens when you don't get rid of the missions. You get that extra screen there, and it's really annoying. Get to see Big Altera for a little bit again. Make sure to turn that off. Okay. And yeah, even though we are like 5 levels under the recommended, Altera is just perfectly fine for still killing everything at max speed, so it's nice. And so yeah, now we are going straight for Neo herself. I mean, someone's got to bully him. It may as well be me. Oh yeah, this mission also has a time limit, but that won't be relevant. Cool. So like the previous time we were here as Tamamo, we actually had to bait Nero off to a different zone in a bit. Until then we just damage and kill as much as we please. Oh yeah, the Grand Order raids are just absolutely atrocious. I'm glad that I stopped playing that when it was in JP. Well, I mean it still is in JP, but I mean like early days in JP. Well, it wasn't even early days. It was longer than it should have been. Alright, so now we just bring Nero over here and then we leave again. We just gotta wait for Nero to leave and then we're free to go back and take it over. Come on. Anytime you're ready. At least the game would look clear because I'm not moving at the moment. Yep. Time for it to be blurry again. He's going nowhere. Now is when we... I mean, Fate's always had decent music, so even if they just took the songs from other parts of the franchise, I've come a way to get that one. It would have been perfectly fine. But yeah, I only bother logging onto it at all anymore when there's like a Nero event of some description, and even then it's only for that. Yeah. The gachas just in a nutshell are either the nicest thing in the world or the meanest. You can look at them and be like, oh, how nice, the game gave me something for once, and then it never does it again. And yeah, it's a rare chance where Gil actually praises somebody. And yeah, this is why I normally use Muso attack plants, because they're just nightmarish to actually kill naturally. Okay, now we... Pretty sure it's this zone here that we spawn. I'm pretty sure this is where the portal appears. Oh, I know, this is where Gawain appears. That's right, this is the Noble Phantasm level. Alright, good. I always just used the characters I enjoyed, so... And yes, a rare Fate game has appeared. I'm pretty sure this is Koei Tecmo. I'm like 90% sure for that. So this one is a bit of a mix-up. So, oh god, I didn't explain what's going on right now. Well, no, this is what we're finishing Nero off. We've got it back into a corner. I'm pretty sure. I think. Well, she's already dead. I can't remember. Memory, please. Oh yeah, the game's pretty speedy. When you're just going through at the bare minimum on easy. It also looks like a lot's happening, but it's a really comfy speedrun. Ah, yeah. I gotta remember to get that. We will command seal here. I mean, that's probably accurate. I just always assume Dynasty Warrior-esque games are Toy Tecmo. So that's probably one of the most satisfying territory takeovers, because you just get them all in that single thing. This one's not quite as good, but I'm pretty sure that some things live with like a... Oh no, never mind, we do get them all. The satisfaction. Yeah, there's Fate Extella Link. I'm not sure if that's Tecmo at all. So, oh, I forgot the Noble Phantasm chip. I need that. And by missing one, I mean I missed both of them. Now, this is that terrible layout that I mentioned in the previous campaigns. I dislike this layout so much, and this one spawns enemies all through it. So when you think it's like an arrow points to an enemy that's nearby, they're not really nearby. Yeah, funnily enough, I learned to speedrun this one instead of Link just because I found this one in my Steam library. I'm like, oh yeah, why not? I'll pick it up and give it a go. Ends up being pretty fun. I don't run it very often because I normally tend to run like SMT games, but it's a very nice change of pace, and it's a much shorter run too. Of course. It's just, oh my god, corners. How do I get in that? Why is this layout so bad? Here we go. First try. Now I'm pretty sure the portal spawns in this zone as well. Which means I get to go hunting for it. It's not there. There we go. So yes. With this, we wait for Nero to lose her form, and then we just go in. Although we did manage to freeze on it, so that was nice. So yes, this is actually the only fight where we have access to a Noble Phantasm that we don't use at the start. Because when Mira gets to a certain threshold of HP, it triggers another phase and cancels the Regalia. And then we just finish her off with the Noble Phantasm from there. Maybe it doesn't cancel the Regalia, I lied. And then in terms of Altera's development, she's realizing that she's not like a pillar of destruction anymore in terms of a character, and lots of like shenanigans ensue in that term. And then Almedes is so mad that the timeline's ruined again, but he's actually Archimedes. He's super mad, so we now have to fight him just quickly. Because we don't want to become Saphir anymore. Oh yeah, I agree about the less content, but I like the feel of it more. I don't know, like feel is such a broad term and can't really be used when like using it as an example, but it just felt nicer to play. Oh, he went all in there. Yeah. He's just sick of going to different timelines because we keep screwing it up in just marvelous ways. Yeah, he's not particularly happy. And then after all of our efforts, Big Altera ends up becoming Saphir anyway. Which means that we just have to do this boss fight again. Because why not? Yeah, that's what I was meaning. Like just polished gameplay. Because yeah. So yeah, Altera's damage just straight up insane on the core. So we also got a quick slam again, which is nice. Although she's going to do the triple slam. The triple slam's scary. What's going on with the targeting? Did that really not hit again there? I need to just quickly... Yep, good. Probably didn't need to use the Regalia modes, but here we go anyway. I mean, in terms of like the extra timeline, the whole plot's been basically thrown away anyway. Especially when you see like the somewhat recent anime adaptation with Last Encore. Like that was just so weird as someone who had played the games to just have that happen. Also, I got stung off. Well, I didn't get stung off, but the animation ended so I couldn't move and immediately got hit. That was fun. Oh, gameplay. Please hit the square. The really random, strange square. Wait, what? How was that not a knockdown? What happened there? So yeah, it's really weird that the only tells that you get for that massive spike thing is like the weird smoke. I always thought there was like, when I was practicing this dumb fight, I thought I was missing something for ages, but it was, that's like, what is this? Oh yeah, maybe I missed So yeah, next time we get her down, she'll be dead. Actually, if we're lucky here, no. If that damage went through, she probably would have died. Alas. Was she really going for a smack straight away? Oh no, it's ending at like the worst time. Please hit. No. Oh good, that was scary. Give us a good smack. Don't do like your scream or anything, just give us a smack. That will do. Alright, so now we just Noble Phantasm, and we are through Altera's campaign. Okay, probably could have just ordered it once, look at that health. So yes, at the end of this campaign, rather than just straight Archimedes going to the next timeline and hoping for the best, the body also sends its memories through to the soul, I think. Oh yeah, and we also get taken back to the main menu for that too. And then we unlock the Golden Poem arc, which is Nero's second campaign. So yeah, the body sends all its memories and experiences with Altera through. And then this is that timeline. So we know that Archimedes is bad immediately. So when he approaches Nero initially, instead of I thought Tamamo was mine. Or am I just getting it mixed up? Very well getting mixed up. Oh yeah, and Nero now has this advanced slash thing here that goes off of a base aerial thing with knock up, which is stupidly powerful. However, if it gets blocked, it's like the most useless thing, because it slows down time, but the damage it outputs is definitely worth the wait. No, okay, I must have just got them mixed up backwards. I'd like to say it's been a really long time since I read all the story, but it was like a month ago, I think, that I went through it. Memories are like the worst things in existence. That too. I mean, she takes a lot of things from Hakino in her out. So yeah. Normally, this campaign is like a massive joke because you've generally got your characters leveled up a decent amount, and then it's like Nero's second campaign, so she just gets bonus levels on top. But so many loading screens just there. What the hell? So yeah, so she just gets further and further underneath in the case of the run, but because of this attack, it's just dumb. Okay, so we take over this, and then we go to the middle, where we get to fight Medusa again. But yeah, the body was so weird because you get such an info dump when you first get to the body as well, where it tries to explain everything. How much time do you need, Field Jonas? I'm not sure how long the side stories are, but if you're like absolutely desperate, I guess I can go through those. Even though I haven't played those in, 2 hours is a bit long. I do not know in that case. Because yeah, only runs that I'm like familiar enough to run are like this and DDS, but we've already had DDS at the marathon, and that's significantly longer than 2 hours. So yeah, this is an effect that can happen sometimes. You just get shot. If you attack, it like stuns you, and that's really annoying. Oh yeah, you know it. It's like how to appease fans of the genre that has lots of cool characters and make them use their game. I did get everything there, right? Yeah.
便利なものよな。
一旦引かせてもらう。再戦は約束する。制圧しました。これが我が聖剣の力です。
Where am I? I'm so lost.
味方の損害が大きくなっているな。
Basic map
判
directions.
断はそなた
Very
に任せよう。
difficult.
そうしよう。ここにはプラントがいる。奴から倒さなければ制圧はできないよ。何度でも言うから。奏者が大好きだ。炎のバラよ。
Alright, cool. That actually worked out. I didn't think it was going to. So I apologize if I just bumped the mic there. I just did an ultra duck from the sun, and I'm not sure if I hit my mic or not. Wait, what am I doing? Well, I've committed to this now. This is the thing that's happening. The RPG elements are very minor. Like you get different skills that enhance like basic stats. But that's about it when it comes to customization. You can also get different code casts, which is like the different abilities that you can activate X amount of times during a fight. Oh, okay, that's cool, guys. I'm pretty sure that the guy that was supposed to use my Regalia on spawns here. And now it's time to pursue Lubu. Yeah, there is that. Fate is very, very anime to begin with. So that's a very awkward spot for Lubu to get stuck in. Oh, he blocked me. I just wanted to get booped out of the corner. Oh yeah, that's right. Sometimes he just doesn't give a crap about your attacks and just swings through it anyway. I like how it's sometimes, like in some of the story dialogue, it's very meta with Lubu, because it's like also known as the guy that would one-shot Tamamo from full HP, even when guarding, which is just reference to Fate Extra and how squishy Tamamo was in the Lubu fight if you went down that route. But yeah, this is taking a while because no Regalia. I hope to finish routing base Fate Extra one day, but it's so hard. Those last few weeks, absolutely terrible without long periods of grinding. it depends what you mean by holds up. Like, if you enjoy the combat, then yeah, you'll enjoy the entire thing. Like, the story is still perfectly fine. But, it's just liking, or trying to enjoy the combat, which is, you know, pretty rock, paper, scissory. And yeah, the later weeks, it gets either very difficult or very grindy depending on the path you take. Like caster, like you pick Tamamo as your starter, it's a very difficult game. Or very grindy, depending on either or. Oh yeah, both Archer and Saber are perfectly fine to go through, I think, as like a generic playthrough. But if you start on Tamamo, you're just gonna have a real bad time. Why did that just happen? We'll make it. But yeah, the big thing with Extra is that to get all the special unique dialogue, you need to clear the game like 6 times, which is just too many times. Because you need to go through each servant as a male and a female if you want every line, that is. Now we just take over this last sector here. What chill my track lead? Oh, Lubu again. I'm sick of killing you, Lubu. Oh yeah, outfits are the worst. Because I have to delete my save every time I do a run, I've like given up on unlocking everything. Because I'd always forget to... what am I doing? Back to the middle, right? Yeah, so we got a portal. Which will be over here, hopefully. Yeah, when I initially played the game, however many years ago this came out, that was when I went through all the side stories and things, but since I've been running the game I haven't touched the side stories at all. Because losing progress sucks, and I always forget to back up my save. So with what happened there, this is the first time that Tamamo and Nero work together for anything at all in the game, and in this case it's taking down Altera. Oh yeah, very hard is just a dumb difficulty. Like, I guess you could argue that it's difficult, but it's more like a frustration checker than anything else. Close enough. Alright, good. I mean, the outfits are just a good incentivizer to grind anyway. Yeah, I'm also excited for Trials of Mana. The best thing is it comes out when I get paid, so it's like, oh yeah, straight into that. Forgot there was another cutscene there. Whoopsie. Oh yeah, so now where am I going? The biggest brain fart. Yeah, I'm not quite sure why this game and its sequel are still so expensive. I would recommend waiting for a sale, because the asking price, like, while the games do have a lot of content, it just feels very steep for what the game is. More camera, please. Yeah, the release schedule the last like month or two has just been insane. I used way too much of my gauge then. I was busy reading chat. Like, with the main anime entries, I just can't recommend the Fate Stay Night anime, like, ever. Yeah, like the main, well, I mean, technically this kinda helps, because if you watch like the extella anime, not extella anime, sorry, the extra anime, while it gives a weird retelling of the series, it does give a retelling of what leads up to this. I mean, if you count the OG Fate Stay Night from 2004, there's that. There's Zero. The extra one. Apocrypha. Prisma Ilia, if you count that. That's still technically Fate and canon in its own way. And then, yeah, Blade Works, and something else.
この恩はいずれ必ず
便利なものよな。クラントがいるな。
But this is
これを
rare.
叩き落とそう。先を急ぐぞ。
I need this one. They should have Gilgamesh in it, yeah.
生きがるなよ小娘。くだらぬ皇帝特権を俺が叩き
Oh yeah, the Heaven's Feel movie trilogy. Right, right. I haven't seen those yet. I should really get around to that.
では要はその満身を叩き伏せよう。行くぞ。
No, we do forget the old Unlimited Blade Works movie, alright? That thing doesn't exist. That thing is an absolute disgrace.
出直すがよい。味方が襲われているな。応援に向かうぞ。そうしよ。炎の場だよ。これよ。ロサイクス。
But yeah, generally, if you want to get into the Fate verse, like,
そうしよ。
I would always just recommend the original visual novel if that interests you at all, because that gives you a lot of the well, it gives you all the base lore for everything, and then you can delve into the different parts you enjoy from there.
一時の命ありがたく思えよ
たわいもない。そうし
So
よ
I missed a Noble Phantasm thing somewhere. The bottom left. Let's go quickly grab that.
おおさすが皇帝陛下だこと領土の制圧が似合うね
便利なものよな。先を急
Oh
ぐ。
wait,
そうしよ。ここにはプラント
I
が
need
い
to
る。
grab this too. I did have to grab this in the end, I forgot.
制圧はできないぞ。何度でも言うぞ。ノア、校舎が大好きだ。
Proto was just really cool in general. I really liked the designs that they used in it. I need to catch up on Strange Fake as well. I was really enjoying that when I was reading it. I just didn't keep up. Yeah, I was reading it like before I got the. I think it got a manga adaptation as well, right? Or manga, or however you want to pronounce it.
たわいもない。そうしよ。このエリアをそなたに捧げよう。
Oh, let's grab this Noble Phantasm thing, I remember.
部隊の準備は整った。喝采の時だ。奏者よ。で
Game. That was scary.
いいぞ予想外にも程がある他の暴君がこれほどの戦場とは思わなんだわ
伝説の征服王。カエサルさえ羨んだ男よ。この運命。伝説の征服王。カエサルさえ
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Grand Order stuff. At least with Babylonia, even though it seemed like a weird spot for them to just go to, it is actually some of the more interesting spot that Grand Order does have. Also, this is actually a 2-stage boss fight, which is why I didn't use my Noble Phantasm to begin with. Because we fight that off, and then good old Liz comes back again. I'm pretty sure it's Liz. Alright, cool.
そんなような姿を晒して名をほざくか。バカ者。我が剣で頭を冷やすがよい。たわいもない。そうしよ。このエリアそなたに捧げよう。頭痛い。目障りなのよ。早く死んでちょうだい。
Slow down though, jeez.
炎のバラよ天幕よ落ちよロサイクス
Yeah, that makes sense because let's be real, the like a lot of the OG Grand Order stories were very bad. Yeah. Yeah, they took a bit to get going, but once they got there, it's okay. And what stage am I even up to right now?
良いこと
5. Oh, it's this map again. I don't know, because Tsukihime was first, right? And that had Toko. But I don't think she was anywhere near as popular as Rin, and rightly so. But never. I've given up hope on that remake. Not that it really needs one. Like, sure, the art's outdated and everything, but that's just the series. Yeah, he's an absolute mad lad. I'm really excited for it as well. Unfortunately, I'll have to sleep at some point during it, but I'm very excited to sleep. I missed it enemy.
これがサーバント一気の力とはな奏者あやつを止めるぞ
Okay, let's try it again. I mean, let's be real, it is still a pretty forgettable phone game. Oh yeah, this is the... wait, or is it? No, this is the one. It's okay, I'm sure we'll get plenty of Mia. Hopefully.
見事な手際だ。残りの戦力も排除していくし。よし、発生源を潰したか。これで敵の進行が弱まるはずだ。
敵軍のレジムマトリックスが完成してしまう。急ぐのだ。
Yeah, the only main issues I have with Grand Order and the story is that it retcons a lot of like pre-established things, but that's mainly to do with the characters rather than the story itself. I mean, let's be real, we need a Tsukihime remake so that everyone can call, oh god, I can't even remember her name. The main blonde chick as Saber Clone. That's what I live for. Will be that. Yeah, Neo gets a lot of pandering too, because she's a very popular character. And as a massive fan of Neo, I understand why there's so much pandering, but I still like it because it's a character I enjoy. Ah, yes, of course. Yes, they never made that anime. It's a thing that just doesn't exist. Oh yeah, so with the game, we've basically taken out Altera and used the power of friendship to get her on our side, which has made Archimedes once again ultra mad. So he's been using the power of Altera to, instead of getting Saphir, because Altera refused, he's now like calling for assistance from the Umbral star itself, which basically involves like a giant spaceship that he can summon, because why not? And yeah, I'm aware of the melting of the bit rates. It can't be helped. I've currently got it capped to 3K, so the restreaming is a possibility. The ultimate in Twitch technology. No stream working. Oh, I'm not sure why I got stuck in a loading loop. And yes, so now in the ultimate form of pandering here, we have Nero taking on the form of Venus. So now we have Saber Venus. And Tentacles. The ultimate combination. So now we have Altera's sword. Like, explaining how this works is dumb, and I can't even begin to explain how dumb it is, but I accept it anyway. So yes, this stage, it's just slash the tentacles at probably like awful frames for you guys to see because of how just weird this stage is in terms of design. So yes, we kill the tentacles to be able to gain access to the ship, where we get this amazing mini game. Which hopefully just didn't crash. Okay, good. Well, we have to dodge walls that appear out of nowhere. I'm not sure why this exists, but it does. And sometimes it's like a corner and then straight into... Sometimes it just doesn't accept that you've cut it either, which is glorious. I just don't want to die. I did nothing. tell, I am really not a big fan of this section. Okay, that's one core down. Oh yeah, but you also get to, if you just run into this wall here, you get a prime view. And then back to killing tentacles again. Grab that health. But yeah, the dodging parts when you're entering the ship is just so dumb. I can't even tell where these blade tentacles are right now. Oh yeah, and the generic boss enemies that were like annoying the entire time and were now like just chumps. Yes, Lexicona, that is correct. For some reason, they still try to keep his name hidden, even though everyone knows who it is. And now, if you didn't enjoy the first one of these enough, there's another. Oh baby. And this one's infinitely harder and more bullshit than the last one. I dislike these a lot. I'll probably actually die here and have to use the command seal to revive myself. Or I could dodge it. Also, I should probably mention that time is... Oh, we hit that one. Time is when I destroyed the next light bulb thing. I mean, spaceship core is what it is, but it's a giant light bulb. I was assuming I don't die first. Because death is a very big possibility. There it is. Don't worry. We just pretend that didn't happen. She's fine. Alright, and that's time. Yay. That absolute silliness of a game is completed. So with that, the spaceship leaves, and everyone's happy. Oh yeah, outfit, by the way. Such a silly ending. It's very anime though. And then everything just ends, just like that. So silly. It's like, yep, our people need us, we shall leave. And then bam, we found the correct timeline which was that we needed to find the panda line, but we found it. Oh yeah, and then there's like pointless cutscenes after pointless cutscenes for ages, and then all of a sudden, is this even the right one? We'll just skip through some text. Oh yeah, don't worry. Time's not particularly like it has been time, but accurate time it doesn't need to be done. I think it's this cutscene where we get to see Altera in a new form. So let's see if we can get there through the infinite text. And then they have a cooking contest, because how else would the game end without a cooking contest? And then we meet soon after all this text. Oh, okay, yeah, I can say goodbye. So yeah, cheers for having me, it was fun. Enjoy Xenoblade. Yeah, thank you for having me. Baby Altera. The perfect line to end it on, I think, right there. I guess I can provide random talking while waiting for whatever's happening. But I'm not sure what to say. Oops. Just dropping my controller. Yeah, well... yeah, feel free to hide me at any point. Oh, TeamViewer's dead. What would you like me to do, Zelnus? Because I can't really help you with TeamViewer side of things. Maybe? I guess I can do that? I guess we side stories now. I haven't done these in, like, forever. But sure, we can do some side stories, just to fill up some time. Which character would you guys like to see? I'll just cycle through them and then wait like a few minutes for chat to go through. Oh yeah, we haven't unlocked Arturia, but it's fine. Dragon Idru, Medusa, it looks like a tie between Joan and Elizabeth. Tell you what, because Elizabeth was in first. Oh, Janu, that's the third Janu. We'll do Janu and then we'll do Elizabeth. We'll see how much time this is, because I'll be honest, haven't played these in years. So this is basically, we let's plays now. Yeah, the power of save the face. I do not even know where I'm supposed to go for this one. Oh wow, Joan's dash is awkward. What is her moveset like? What have we got to work with here? Okay, we have spins. We also have command seals that I forgot existed. Man, her attacks are so slow. Yeah, we're playing as our Lord and Savior Joan. And if there's still time afterwards, we'll go through Elizabeth as well. Man, her attacks are so slow. I mean, they're very flashy. I mean, yeah, we don't want Joan to commit a team viewer right now. That would be unfortunate. That was not what I expected to happen when that did its thing.
次は500体撃破か。お主になら一部隊任せられよ。アサシンを捕らえよ。姿が見えているうちに決着をつけるのだ。
It did take that, right? Yeah.
勝利は嬉しいものです。この調子で行きましょう。何をしているのです。早く救援に向かわないと。進みましょう。
急がぬかノロマメ。急がぬかノロマメ。アサシンの姿が見えているうちに倒すのだ。
行きましょう。
よくぞ来た。我が剣地走してくれる。見事。
That was cool, I guess.
このまま決めちまえ。破壊の軍勢に撃てば倒れる。カカ脆弱脆弱。
あちらは順調そうだな。こちらもペースを上げている。
カカわしを相手に気をされるか。
味方の被害が増しています。早く助けなければ。
まともな勝負は久方だ。もうしばらく付き合ってもらうぞ。
It's still weird to think that like Joan of Arc was an actual thing that happened, just randomly. Hopefully this kills them. Oh yeah, time for laser beams.
確かにここにあります。味方の被害が増しています。
If they made Joan a boy, it probably wouldn't be as popular a character. Such is the state of fate. The dash attack's cool because it's all spinny. Yeah, it's weird how Joan Alter is a popular character at all, considering that she's basically like Guile's fan fiction character that he made up. Which I guess makes sense. God, I hate this map so much. I bet the stream is absolutely loving the spin. Lord Malloy 2 files were like painfully average, but it's cool in its own way. I wonder if Joan gets a magical girl transformation as well.
おお、防衛が間に合ったか。それでこそ我が戦友よ。
敵軍の強襲です。無論助けに行きましょう。進みましょう。
I mean, I think at this point I'm waiting for Li Shuan to make a reappearance.
早く早く。
So I just take this left territory, I guess.
ブラントです。まずはあれを倒しましょう。
And of course I missed the plant.
シュの西のアラート。
Oh, what? She can become a helicopter. Oh yeah, it's just a fate thing. It's basically adult Waver when he has his soul fused with, I want to say Zhangji, but I can't remember. It's one of the great Chinese generals, I'm pretty sure, but I can't remember. Oh, what am I doing using my Regalia here? Isn't the end boss? Zhugliang, that's the one. At least I got the, like... I think I got the, like, at least tribe, well, not tribe. So I'm gonna get so much hate for referring to the Three Kingdoms so incorrectly. Why does Jones' campaign have to start on like the worst level layout? I know, right? Who would do that? I shall accept those condolences. Especially considering I'm currently doing bits and pieces that I just don't know about. Just because things are broken, so I have to fill time somehow. Joan is really not good at damaging bosses. I have ascertained this fact. Let's just spam this attack until we get the gauge filled again. Shoot, please. Alright, here we go. Wow, okay. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty to say as a joke about Joan wielding a white flag for France, but how many levels could this thing possibly have? Oh god, it's another bad level. Actually, you know what? Let's keep swapping it. Just because I don't want to play as Joan again right now, because her moveset was bad. Where's Lisbeth? There she is. Wow, that's very flashy. Interesting, interesting. Oh, that's the same attack again. Okay, we don't have a... That looks cool. Now, can she really start blocking in between that? That's unfortunate. What is this like? These animations are glorious. Nothing quite like throwing a spear through your legs to finish off your opponent. Didn't even finish them. Disappointed. Oh, that's right, that's the hot move. And yes, that tail whip is something else. How much damage does this heart actually do? Does it do any? I killed it. Does a bit. I don't know what I just did there, but it was a thing. She tries her hardest, and that's all that matters, let's be real. Meanwhile, like the dialogue between Nero and Liz a lot. It's very amusing, especially considering Nero can't sing for much at all.